Good day, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share Canada's latest experience in collecting time use data. Today, I will do a brief overview of the time use survey in Canada, the changes over time and innovation done for the 2022 time use collection, and some of the challenges faced. The time use survey has been running since 1986 and is collected approximately every 5 to 7 years at Statistics Canada. The last collection just ended in July 2023 and ran for a full year. In Canada, we have always collected time use using a computer-assisted telephone interview method. We never used any left-behind diaries, and interviewers were coding the respondents' activities in the application as they went. Over the years, the list of activities expanded to culminate to 264 codes in 2010. The number of activities was drastically reduced in 2015 and increased again in 2022. As mentioned, in 2015, the Canadian Time Use Survey developed a web diary for the first time as part of a multi-mode collection strategy. But this led in reducing the activity list to 63 plus one other specified, all listed on one drop-down menu. The sequencing was done based on the most common activity done starting at 4 a.m. When mixed mode collection started, different applications were required. Starting in 2017, Statistics Canada developed a new collection platform, enabling the use of a single application for all modes. Creating a 24-hour diary in a web environment that has some limitations and needing to be user-friendly was challenging. The lessons learned in 2015 and a new questionnaire design tool allowed for the 2022 time use diary to have many more activity categories. As the ICATIS 2016 was very closely comparable with previous Canadian codes, we have decided to adopt the international classification as our coding tool starting in 2022. The categories were operationalized and presented in a hierarchical structure to make it easy for respondents to find the category that best fits their activity. After doing qualitative testing, where some respondents had trouble finding the activities they were doing, it was decided to provide more high-level categories for a total of 18 from the 14 available in ICATIS and 122 low-level categories and an other specified option. This is a quick glance at how it looks on screen. Once selected, the high-level category opens up to more specific activities. Some follow-up questions were added for when respondents indicated that their main activity was unpaid work or care. As we did not expect respondents to understand or distinguish between the concepts of volunteering versus unpaid work, but recognizing how important it is to maintain a proper distinction between these categories in time use research, we have added these questions to be able to recode responses when necessary. For example, if a respondent reports that their main activity was doing unpaid household work, but in the follow-up questions indicate that this work was done for an unrelated person living outside of their household, the main activity would be recoded to volunteering rather than unpaid household work to be aligned with international standards. In the past, we found that eating was often unreported, so for 2022, we added a follow-up question in case no eating episodes were recorded during the 24-hour reference period. Rather than asking the respondents to take on the high burden of going back through their diary and readjusting their responses to report their eating, we simply ask if they ate anything at all during the day, their reference day, and if they did, approximately around which time of the day and for how long. Reaching out to respondents has always been a challenge, and effort has put on legitimating the survey and informing householders for an upcoming telephone call from a StatCan interviewer. Now that the population is bombarded by all types of surveys, telemarketer, businesses, organizations, governments, etc., more personalized information need to be prepared in complement to introduction letters. And it must be self-explanatory, as the first point of contact is now through mail or email. The survey must be sold as what's in it for me, what will I get out of this? To provide as much information as possible, we have developed a brochure showing past results and how data are used. In addition, we have developed short tutorial videos explaining what a 24-hour diary is and how to complete it. Using a 5-panel bilingual brochure, the challenge is to showcase what good is in the survey for respondents, how responding will impact their daily life. A QR code was added to the brochure, providing immediate access to additional survey information. During the qualitative testing, participants typically found most of their challenges with the diary. Therefore, we created a series of 3 short videos to answer some frequent questions about it. The videos explain what the 24-hour diary is, how to report simultaneous activities, and a reminder to avoid grouping multiple activities together, and how to report travel activities. Despite being very different from other StatCan surveys, the Time Use survey had to use the generic collection management platform. This platform cannot be programmed to allow cases to be delivered based on a day of the week. As we could program emails to be delivered on specific dates, and we had valid email addresses linked to household, we innovated by using emails as the main survey invitation tool, which assured an equal distribution of cases by day. Using emails allowed us to continue using randomly assigned reference day. The invitation was sent the morning following the reference day, which was then followed by 3 reminders, each sent a week apart. On the 3rd week of collection, cases for which we had a phone number were also followed up by interviewers in CADI. For the telephone interviews, it was not possible to use the reference day approach. So to keep the distinction between weekdays and weekend days, cases with Monday to Thursday reference days were grouped under weekdays, and cases from Friday to Sunday reference days grouped under weekend days. So starting on the first CADI day, the reference day became yesterday in both the web and CADI application, whereas it was the specific day in the web application before. In Canada, to be accepted, a diary requires at least 3 episodes of 24 hours worth of activities. The application could meet the 24-hour condition, but couldn't manage the other requirement. Therefore, an edit flagging long episodes of 12 hours or more was added within the application, along with a travel edit to remind respondents to record travel time and mode of transportation between activities if an activity location was changed. In previous years, the entire diary was coded by interviewers during the interview, and only few activities needed to be coded after the fact in the head office. Having a self-completion instrument led to a lot more inconsistencies that need to be resolved in the head office. Luckily, time use data trends are quite stable over time, and using unweighted data allowed us to compare overall time spent on activities to detect any inconsistencies. Overall time was following trends, but the number of episodes had decreased. Imputing the missing 80 episodes using the follow-up question helped the trend comparability for the eating activity and opened the door to additional editorial steps. Based on the diary responses, it was clear that for some activities such as shopping or going to appointments, the travel time was included with the activity instead of being separated. Several steps were programmed to identify such cases and correct them. In conclusion, the innovation route taken by Statistics Canada to modernize its collection tool and platform helped the development of a user-friendly application for time use and challenged some of the limitations to find ways to follow international standards within Statistics Canada parameters. It also pushed us to rethink our respondent relation material to be more convincing about the importance of the data the survey offers and uses current technology to provide an easy access to more information. Nonetheless, the time use survey collection remains a great challenge, and for Canada brings additional processing ones that were dealt with by having interviewers in the past. Not having used paper diaries in the past, the recoding process used by other statistical offices was never developed and needed to be created to assure data comparability over time. I would like to encourage you to look at the information for respondents on our website. If you would like to learn more about the Canadian Time Use Survey, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you.